Well, happy Friday, everybody. Yeah, and
Hey guys.
yes, this is obviously a pre-taped service, but as you can see, you're getting a little bit of a treat because you can see more of what goes on as we do this. And I hope everyone's having, hope everyone's been able to make it through the week, okay? Because actually, as we're taping this, you might hear some soft rolls of thunder in the background because we've had storms come through, and there's supposed to be more later in the week. So we will be lighting a candle for Mahes and praying for protection and security and blessings for everyone who's tuning in. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? These cool waters are upon my hands, and they purify me, as Rennutet purifies me. Hail unto you, Rennutet. We come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands, our purity is within our hearts, and we cast out all evil that pertains to us. We are pure, we are pure, we are pure, we are pure.
Go, man!
The cool waters of Rennutet.
Yes. Wow.
It's just tap water.
Man, that shit is cool. Wow. I'm in pants and I'm freezing.
Don't worry, we light that mirror, and Mama Sekhmet will cuddle you up. So all right. Come in peace. Come in peace, bright eye of Horus. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra and all of their abodes till none remain. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus comes to the four corners of the world, to everyone who will be tuning in at this moment and in the future. This eye of Horus comes, and we are purified with it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
And let us light a candle to welcome Mahes, that he may look after everyone who's getting rained on, protect us from the spring weather that's traveling across the United States right now, and other places in the world where people might be tuning in and might be experiencing the transition of the seasons. And also to Lady Sekhmet, there we go. And since this is a feast honoring Min and Rennutet, we will light her candle as well. You arise in the Aketis Kepri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from noon at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, and hail and praise unto you, O Min, O Rennutet, O Mahes, you Necheru, you lords of love and lords of life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out Isfet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us, and your strength being within us. Take these, your cool waters, which are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. Necheru. These waters are the eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, Necheru, that you may be purified with it. We give you incense, great of purity. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you, cleanses you, it adorns you. It takes its place upon your hands. This incense is the eye of Horus, Necheru, and its fragrance comes to you. Take this, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the eye of Horus, Necheru. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. The gardens prosper, and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Min, O Rennutet, O Necheru. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine and your water. Pure, pure is Ra Horaketi within his house. Pure, pure is Min within his house, and Rennutet within her house. Pure are the cause of all of these gods, this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance. Thousands of offerings, all things good and pure, for Ra Horaketi, for Min, for Rennutet, for Mahes, Sekhmet, in every place that their immortal cause dwell. Come to your body, O Ra Horaketi. Come to your invocation. Come to your bodies, O Yunuchiru. Come unto us, your servants who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these your offerings, and partake of them. Come, O people, raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra, before Min, before Rennutet, before Sekhmet and Mahas. All life comes from them. All health comes from them. All stability comes from them. All good fortune comes from them as it has since the first time. Okay, for anyone who's watching and, has to turn the sound down, we're about to ring the sistrum again. We always do that when we do our reversion of offerings. Ra Horaketi, and your son, the Osir Nisu Nebkepru Ra, your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings, and receive them from our hands. And so from the table of the gods to the table of the blessed dead, we light this candle that it may be the eye of Horus that lights their way in Duat. And we bring them these cool waters from the table of Osiris, that their hearts may be refreshed. And I'll see if the camera can see the bell that we use right here. So, comes from a Buddhist tradition, but it still sounds lovely. And even in the Buddhist services that we would do, we would ring the bell whenever we had prayers for the dead, because we had that was an element of services for that too. So it's still an appropriate use. Porakaru ta henket kakao abdu sinachimrahan kutnabet nofra wabet anchet nachurim and kawan akupunibu ma'acheru nibu hirinachra. A voice offering of bread and beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which God lives, for the cause of all of these achu, all true of voice before the great God. We come unto you, O Ra, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. An offering of Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are, and an offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your ka shall live. Truly your Aeneid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Aeneid says unto you, your word is law eternally. This fet is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. And may we always act with gentility and compassion, for such is the first Ma'at. May we always act with charity and hospitality, for such is the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such is the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, for such is the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such is the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such is the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, for such is the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. Now, because we are honoring Min and Rennutet, they have, an annual shindig. And so, I have some things from the Feast of Min here in Circle of the Sun. Now, one thing we have to kind of keep in mind, I've sort of censored Min's image a little bit by tying the red ribbon around him. Red ribbons are associated with him. He has 2 red streamers behind his crown.
Right.
But it's kind of making sure that his image is, safe for YouTube.
Yes, it's wholesome.
Yeah. Now, the things that were chanted, in his honor at his festival, would be a little racy, to some ears today. But just be aware of that when we read that part. And okay, we're going to light a little bit more incense because myrrh is sacred to Min. And what's interesting about that is they've more recently found out that there's some kind of a chemical in myrrh that the resin from the plant that happens to be something good for prostate health. Or is like...
How appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah, it has some connection with male health, so... Yeah, so we offer this myrrh. Be exalted, O Min, our Lord. Arise, O Min, our Lord. You are vindicated before Ra Atum. O she who raised up the land, the throne of the great bull, throne of the great bull. She is the one whom the great bull impregnates. You are Min, standing in the desert after he has seized all lands. He makes you tremble, the outgoing strider, the youth of the desert, the one of Gebju. Behold, O Min, as for the great bull, he is the one that penetrates her. Yes, and actually the goddess being referred to in this case is Isis. So that's one thing where you actually have a little bit of a parallel with the idea in, you might be more familiar with in Wicca, where you have the Lord and the Lady, and the Lord is reborn and, engenders himself. You kind of have that with Min. And so he has been enthroned. Hail to you, O Min, who impregnates his mother. You have come forth from the very great door. You stand upon the dais of Ma'at, and you give commands together with your father Osiris. So, he's in this festival, what we're honoring is the fact that he was identified with Osiris, but now, as the harvest is being brought in and he's coming into his own, he's manifesting, an aspect as Horus. So,
the reborn child, basically.
That, but another way that I see it is, it's the succession of generations. It's just like, now you're Mr. Broussard.
Yeah.
And that's something, and Horus very much embodies that. And so that's, Min is of course the fertility aspect of that, but it's still part of that same idea.
Right.
And of course Rennutet. Inner harat Rennutet no frit nebetang. Nebet cow nebet shinut wahjutim sut na frit. Kentet hat kut, kentet hat jefau. Rennutet senafret sut na frit. Rennutet wahjet so outjut tau nebu. Rennutet cirket, anbet jedfet im shin peres. Ja, Rennutet nafrit het pit. Hail unto you, Rennutet the good, mistress of life, lady of sustenance, lady of the granary, flourishing in the storeroom, foremost of the best goods, foremost of the finest foods, Rennutet who embellishes the storeroom, flourishing Rennutet who makes all lands green, Rennutet Cirket who locks up serpents in the limits of her house. Hail, good Rennutet, the appeased one. And we got a prayer request from Yamanu, who's usually tuning in on the phone. And he asked that any folks who are looking to try and get better income, to deal with financial worries, getting a new job, or acquiring necessary goods and services for your home and life, we ask Min and Rennutet, because they're particularly well suited to ask for this. He says, in fact, I personally request that for everybody. Everybody right now could use a little more help financially in these difficult times, and everybody could use more food and health. That the generative power of the green season flow freely and grow, that everyone will be comfortable, happy, peaceful, and seek the wisdom inherent that the divinities share with us. May the blessings of health, happiness, healing, and support surround everyone and those they love. And we love you, Yamanu. So that comes from him. And he also asked specifically for a cookie for the entire congregation. So we're going to start with those. Let's see if we got a little bit of room here. So, by request, this fortune is for everyone for the week ahead. And it says, to make dreams real, first you have to have them. So, don't be afraid to dream. And you know what? I think it would be appropriate if I relate something that the voice of Optimus Prime was kind enough to write in a notebook of mine 25 years ago this summer. There's a quote of his characters from the original show. And it said, hold on to your dreams. The world was built on dreams. So, to make dreams real, first you have to have them. And, it's funny, on that note, that reminds me, one thing that I tend to do when I'm observing the Feast of Mien by myself is I'll take some kind of project that I'm working on, and I will offer that and ask for blessings to, if it's finished, to say thank you, I've finished it, and if not, please help me so that I can see it to completion. And in this case, I will have to, and this is not the first time I've done it, there's been, I think, 3 other times so far that I've done this, but this is part of a manuscript of a novel, and so I ask for blessing in finishing it. It's, I guess, maybe a little past halfway, but been working on it since November 2020, and I hope by the end of this year to have it done. And I ask for our Lord and Lady of the Harvest to help me to be able to harvest a complete story, in good time. And so I've gotten quite a few requests, and also there's some other folks that I know, very commonly, they'll tune in and they'll ask for requests for cookies, so we'll go through and I'll make sure that your name is where you can see it when we do the fortune. Starting with Jason Lowe, who asked for prayers for protection, and he felt like he really got a message from Bast one time, and so may Lady Bast continue to look after him and help us get another good fortune for him. So Jason, the one who enjoys doing and enjoys what they have done is happy.
Ain't that the truth?
Yes. It's not about money, it's not about the look, it's enjoying what you're doing and enjoying what you have done. And next up, we had Daniel Riffle, who also asks prayers for healing, for prosperity, and a good planting season. And I'm also going to include prayers for a safe transition through spring into summer, because where he's at, he has to deal with plenty of weather too. So we ask for those blessings and by request. Okay, if I can find where it landed.
I saw it. You're not far.
Hang on.
It's right behind the leg of the.
Yeah, I know it's somewhere underneath
interior.
it. Huh? Yeah, this is what happens when you have really long tablecloths, altar cloths. Wait, so you can see it.
I thought I could.
Here we go. Yeah, it was underneath.
I was right.
Yeah. Okay. So Daniel. It says, you are imbued with extraordinary vitality.
In nunchuck.
Well, you're having health concerns. Take heart. Some healing is on the way. You are imbued with extraordinary vitality. So. And next up was sarcastic.
No way.
Yeah, that's right. There we go. Sarcastic. Don't be afraid to take a big step. You can't cross a chasm in 2 small jumps. Don't be afraid to take a big step. You can't cross a chasm in 2 small jumps. Yeah, in fact, if you do it kind of half-heartedly, you're not going to cross it at all. So.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we've got other folks that are on our list that, again, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to want to get cookies. So what I'm going to start with, and in no particular order, it's just, as I was scrolling back through the last one, I said, okay, Sarana. And by the way, we hope you're doing well, and got a funny feeling she's going to have a little one.
Let's pull one for them too.
Okay, yeah. So we'll do this. So Sarana, we're going to start with you, and then we're going to pull one for the little one. Scoot this over. Stand over here. Sarana, you desire recognition and you will find it. Just be careful.
Yes, parents are often recognized.
Well, you also have to be careful because, recognition doesn't say good or bad.
Right. Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah,
You just might get it.
Yeah, so just make it something good. You desire recognition and you will find it. And now, for your little one who's on the way, smile is the most effective medicine. Well, there's always something about that first one, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So there you go, Serrana.
And whether it's the first one they ever have, the first one of the day, the first one for whoever they meet. The first time they meet someone and there's a smile involved, the world melts.
And also, don't forget how important the first smile they see from you is.
Oh, yeah.
So.
They need that affirmation immediately.
Okay. So, Devin. Devin, I know you're often tuned in with your partner. Love to you both. Okay. Great people live dangerously. Small ones don't take chances.
Wow. That's, which one are you?
But I noticed that the theme that we're getting from them is don't hold back.
Don't be afraid to take a little risk every now and then.
Yeah.
He who risks nothing
Has
nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Kit Fox. I got one for you too. Let's see. Oh. So Kit Fox. Acting on a good idea is better than just having a good idea.
As I've often said, just because you thought about it doesn't mean you've done it.
Yeah. But there's a lot of affirmation that we're getting here, you know.
They're telling everybody to go for it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, go for it. Life is precious. Make something out of it.
Well, that, you know, I mean, it's springtime, we're in transition, but transition doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing.
Right. Transition can be wonderful.
Yeah, we could be moving into something better, so go for it. So Kit Fox, that was for you. And Mitch Twitch, as I recall, you started tuning in recently, and we're glad to have you, and, you know, we're pulling a fortune for you now.
Don't quit.
There we go. Okay. Mitch Twitch. Your sweetheart may be too beautiful for words, but not for arguments.
Oh, I don't even want to know what that's involved with. Good luck, Mitch. And let me just say this. Being right is not nearly as important as everybody says it is. Be man enough to apologize even if you didn't do it.
Man or woman.
Whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Be the better person. Be the bigger person. Sometimes I'm sorry isn't about being wrong. Sometimes I'm sorry is about I didn't listen. Sometimes I'm sorry is about I don't get it yet.
Or sometimes it's about I didn't mean to put it that way.
Right.
I shouldn't have come on so strong.
Right.
That's another part of it. So, yeah, and you know we've both been there. So,
Yeah.
you know, just be introspective enough to be able to do that.
And
Next up, Jory, who also is a It's Rennutet. I know what your user. You have a different username on YouTube, but I know you, so that's why I address you by your first name. So got a fortune for you too. And Jory, it says, you cannot manage people in battle. You manage things. You lead people. Now that's one that kind of might take a little unpacking, but don't worry about trying to control other people, or change them. Worry about yourself, and that's how you be a leader to others. Is or how you attract others is,
right.
You...
Leadership is the outward reflection of inner character. Remember that.
Yeah, and also, if you're looking for a partner,
right.
I think, Darren, you had some, you had a story about that when you basically said, I'm not going to look anymore. They're...
Well, I can remember a long, long time ago, the dating world is frustrating, obviously. And I was really, really sick of it, and I just said, you know what, God? If you want me to have somebody, you better put them in my lap. Literally, I'm done looking. I'm not going to ask people out. They're going to literally have to fall from the sky and ask me out. And once I committed myself to no longer being in hunting mode, and I was just me, things got dramatically better.
How long was that before you met me?
About a year.
Yeah, so it takes patience. And this is good for everyone, because I know a lot of folks, have talked about that, and especially because we have a couple of Feasts of Hathor coming up, we'll definitely
and
be
just a
talking
tip
about that.
for all of you dating souls out there, regardless of, what gender you live with, nothing is sexier than I'm confident enough not to give a shit. Because when you don't give a shit about impressing people, guess what people get? They get you. And that is always awesome.
Yeah, they get the real you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So.
Good structure.
Okay, and Sarah Austin. Who had a birthday recently. Again, happy birthday.
To you.
Actually, several folks have had birthdays recently.
Happy birthday to all of you who
Yeah.
have had birthdays.
Yes.
At any point in your life, happy birthday.
Yeah. Okay, Sarah. Your smile makes everyone realize that the world is a lovely and beautiful place.
Wow. Sarah, go look up a song called Sarah's Smile by Hall & Oates. It's terrific. You deserve it.
There you go. That makes me fuzzy just thinking about it.
Hell, I may go play it when this is over.
Cool. Okay, Akira, our friend from Austin. I hope you're doing well.
Contain yourself.
Oh, she's not that kind of Akira.
Oh.
Remember, she's the one who's in paramedic school, so.
Still. Can you imagine if that Akira wave hits in the back of an ambulance?
Well, either way, let's see. Oh, wow. Okay, so you got two of them this time. So let's put them together. First one. Your ingenuity and imagination will get results.
Wow.
And now the second one. Second one. The love of your life will appear in front of you unexpectedly.
Wow.
Careful, those firemen get a little crazy.
Yeah.
but, but there you go. So your ingenuity and imagination will get results. And the love of your life will appear in front of you unexpectedly.
In a Spider-Man costume.
Let's see. Oh yes, and Kai Sobek, who always asks for prayers for a long life and prosperity and health for a beloved grandmother and aunt. So we definitely want to keep praying for that. And for everyone who has loved ones that,
Yeah. I'd really like a little bit of life and prosperity and health for everybody. We could all use it.
Yeah. And a fortune for Kai Sobek. Kai Sobek, the truth always shines through. Now, the sense that I'm getting is don't worry about what other people say. And don't worry about what other people think or what their perceptions are. The truth always shines through.
That's right.
Okay. And Alejandro.
If it says just smoke a cigarette and hush, I'm gonna die.
Well, I was just thinking, making some kind of joke about there's Lady Gaga tickets in the fortune cookie or something, but.
Well, he ain't getting those. I'm sorry, he's not getting those.
Oh, so you'd actually want to go to a Lady Gaga concert?
Hell yeah! She shows up in that wheelchair, I'm just gonna glare at her. Hold up my picture of Liza Minnelli and be like, sure.
Ha ha. No, you would just want to mess with her, but okay.
I'm sure I would.
Yes. Alejandro, like the river flowing into the sea, some things are just meant to be.
Alejandro, for you, that is acceptance.
Yeah, that's the sense that I got too.
You need to accept some things and let it go.
Like the river flowing into the sea, some things are just meant to be. And Don Peligro. Don Peligro. Each bird likes its own nest best. Now, and I think you had gotten one last week about, home being, a beautiful place or something like that. And that if so, then I see a recurring theme here. Each bird likes its own nest best.
You know what somebody's really trying to tell you? I get this sense of be grateful where you are. Now, take the time and give yourself the treat of making it special.
Yeah.
And that's a process. It's not a snap of the fingers. That's a process. Cherish the process.
Yeah, and sometimes, and I say this, and Darren can vouch for this, how many years, was it on the tip of my tongue that I wanted to move out to California. And there came a point where I said, well, for a variety of reasons, it's like, well, maybe that's not something I can do right now, and maybe it's not something I need to do right now. And so for the time being, I am where I am. And, sometimes you just have to find acceptance in that.
And you know something else? The moment you find acceptance and the moment you say, I'm going to make where I am the best it can be. It may not be ideal, but I'm going to make it mine, and I'm going to have joy and love and creativity. It's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to screw around and figure out you're happy.
Yeah.
So unless you don't want to be happy, don't pay any attention to this stuff, because you might end up happy.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, Oracle. I'm trying to remember if you said it was Oriax or Oriax.
Oracle already knows. Let it.
Okay, well, Oracle, we got to be nice to Oracle, because Oracle has been kind enough to share the link to our Discord and things like that.
I love Oracle very much, and Oracle wants to know. I'm just joking.
Yeah. It's all right. But we have a fortune for you. Or a couple of them, actually. Oh. So we'll start with the first one here. And, I don't know if the camera can see, but, our table is kind of overflowing with cookies. But, actually, we are getting kind of low in the box.
And it says,
What?
Is potatoes.
Okay, Oracle. Kiss is not a kiss without the heart. Now, because you mentioned Hall & Oates, now I'm thinking, your Kiss is on my list.
Yep.
Of the best things in life.
Another great Hall & Oates tune.
Yeah. That's the first one. Oracle, you have a second one here. And it says, all investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. So yeah, you got a couple of different things going on here. But whatever you do, be wholehearted with it. Kiss is not a kiss without the heart. And all investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. So
the overall theme for tonight keeps getting reinforced with every single message.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed this?
Yes.
They've been telling you, go for it. Take some risks. Put your heart in it. Get off your butt. Do some things. Make your space your own. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. They've been telling us the same thing for the last 2 straight weeks. Yeah. Whatever we're not doing, can you imagine what's going to come for it if we did? Go for it, man.
Put your heart in it and make it your own.
Yeah.
Make it your own, because, life is meant to be lived on your terms, not somebody else's.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's why we're here, because
this is pure Ma'at.
Yeah. Well, then, and I mean, we're here because we sought something better than what's commonly available, and so here we are together, and look at what we've built. This is the first time in 2 years that we're not doing this live, but I'm so grateful that we have all of the folks that tune in, and that's why we're doing this ahead of time and trying to make sure that we remember everybody who's been so sweet to tune in and share with us, and we love you, and we want you to be able to do some good things.
And there's something I have to point out. We're all individuals. We're all different. But have we all noticed how many of the same needs, dreams, aspirations, hopes, fears, and wants we all have that are exactly the same? This is
Same
about
spirit.
love and humanity and ma'at and spirit and joy and
Yeah.
possibility. And you guys made it all possible. And we love you for it.
Yeah. Now, I still have a couple of cookies in here. Now, I remember Vixen had tuned in last time. I think it was their first time tuning in.
Right.
And they asked for a fortune. And if you're tuning in, we have another one for you. Oh, that's right. And there's one other person I need to include. But this one's for Vixen. Grasp opportunities to create the future, as we were saying.
The theme continues.
I mean, if you think about it, 2022 is really just getting good and amped up. You know, we're 3 months into it, 3 months and change. This seems to be the point where things pick up speed. So, you know, take advantage of it. Now, Beth White from the Facebook group had asked for a fortune. So, this one is for you. Unless I saw a request under a different name, but in which case you just get a second one. But it says you are cautious in showing your true self to others.
That is neither good nor bad.
Well, I kind of get a sense that there are some folks that are close that need to know what you're really feeling.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to let them know what you're really feeling.
And I want to point something out that might not be common knowledge. No matter how that goes, you win. Let me tell you why. If you show your true self and your true feelings and it blows up in your face, you know exactly who to get rid of.
Yeah.
And watch who comes around you for support. That's who you need to keep with you.
Yeah.
It really is that simple. Do not confuse simple for easy.
Yeah, because climbing a mountain is simple. It's not easy.
True.
So. Alrighty. Now, for those who might be tuning in for the first time and are wondering, well, how do I get a fortune? Typically, we just do it where, when you're tuning in, you just put in the comments, and the thing that we've adopted is put in the little fortune cookie emoji, which I think what you have to do is you start to type in the words, and it gives you the option for the emoji, and you pick that up. It might be easier on a phone than on a computer. But
and I have no idea how it's done. I've never had to do it because I'm always here.
Yeah, well, like a lot of times when you have the options for emojis, and I think that's how that works. You'll start to type out birthday and it pulls up a cake, that kind of thing. You type in cookie and you get options for that. So that's how you do that. And I just, again, we did it a little differently this time because it's pre-taped, and right now we're actually having fun, with our friends at a Passover Seder, and Rabbi John is probably making some kind of a joke, about, when we all left Egypt except for Sharon, or something to that
Yeah, something
effect.
to that effect.
Yeah. So, yeah, because she knows that I'm Kemetic, and it's kind of our,
It's an inside joke.
Yes.
Aired publicly.
What I love is that nobody else gets it. It's just Darren and I and our two close friends that we go with,
Right.
And the four of us are just sitting there at the table, like, trying not to laugh.
Yes, the first time she let out that joke, I had to bite my own arm just to keep from busting out laughing in the middle of all this.
Mm-hmm. And nobody else was the wiser, which was great. it made it even better. So, but she's very clever that way. So
Yes, and accepting and loving
and that's what real fellowship is about. Is when we can all sit down and do that, because neither of us are Jewish, but our friends are. So that's like there was actually a joke that I heard about a guy saying, well, Mordecai goes to temple to talk to God. I go to temple to talk to Mordecai. So, so
whatever gets you there.
Yeah.
Love should have no stipulations. Period.
Yeah. Okay. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up. And if I tell you what, there's one other person that I know will tune in periodically. His name is Brian, and I'm going to pull a fortune for him. Well, I don't want to forget you. And again, if there's anybody that that I missed, we will get you next week. And prayers for everyone. We love all of you. So our last fortune for the evening. Oops. And I could actually find it this time. And it's there. Okay. You are not a person who can be ignored.
If that's who I'm thinking of, they're right.
Yeah. And don't let yourself be, but it's kind of funny because the last one says you're not a person who can be ignored. But all right, and if anyone needs to adjust their volume, I'm going to be ringing in Sistrum. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in you new. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure. As the name of Atum, foremost of the great Aeneid, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in you new, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Geb at the earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the shrine of Shenit in Yunu endures. As the name of Osir, Kentiamentiu endures. As the name of Asat and Necheru endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pe endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehutin Chamenu endures. As the name of Ra in the Aket endures, likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Min, O Rennutet, O Sekhmet, O Mahes. You have come in peace, O Yeneturu. May you go forth in peace, O Ra, Min, Rennutet, Sekhmet, Mahes. May you go forth in peace, O Yeneturu, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. We love you. We'll see you again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
No bats. We love you guys. Hang in there.